finite automata, how mathematically it is defined. So we have not so far covered the extended transition of finite automata and languages of finite automata. So in this class, we are going to see about the other two terminologies which are related to finite automata. We are going to see. I think we have covered the basics of before starting TOC. I have given some basic terminologies. What is an alphabet, strings, language, then what is finite automata. This is what about we have already discussed in last class. So straight away, oh, so this is a definition. Again, I'll rush up you. Mathematically, how your finite automata is defined, which can be defined by mathematical notations like m equal to q sigma del q naught f, where q is, you know, that set of states. So before designing finite automata, we should have some number of states know which are used to, how many number of states which are used to design that particular automata. So this is a finite count of number of states. So that q is a set of states. Sigma is what are all the symbols. We know that before designing a finite automata, what are all the symbols we are going to use. So that sigma is a set of finite set of alphabets. Del is a function. Actually, the rules we have to give it to the control unit, you know. So that rules can be given by this del function. So what is the form of del function? Q cross sigma tends to q. So left hand side you have input parameters, right hand side you have output parameter. Two parameters you want to consider as input, and only one output parameter we will be getting. So that the format of del function is q cross sigma, which tends to again q. So you have to consider where you are residing, so where you are in, that will be given by the state capital Q. And what is our current input symbol, that will be given by sigma. So that these are all the two parameters you want to consider before taking any decision. So decision will be based on these two parameters. So you will be easily getting again the where to move, you will be getting, that will be given by capital Q. So the format of del function is q cross sigma, which tends to q. You know that q naught is initial state, it should belong, it should be in capital Q. Then F is a set of final states. More than one states can be considered as final states. So that F is a set of final states. Okay. Your finite automata can be represented by either transition diagram or transition table. I have explained everything clearly in last class. So this is the first example we have seen. Diagram I have given. From the diagram, what are all the things you will be able to write, you know. In terms of table, we have written something here, and also it's a del function, you know. See the del function. What is the format of del function? Two parameters you want to consider. That's why del of two parameters I have given, which is equal to only one parameter as output you will be getting. So only one parameter. So this is what we have seen already. Then second example also I have given. For this case, same state can be considered as initial state and also final state. That is why I have given this example. So we will start with this slide today. Yeah. Uh, Now you know that how your finite automata will be working. Then using the finite automata, what we can do actually, how it will be used for finding some inputs, you know, belongs to the language or not. See the question in the top. Consider the below diagram and check whether 0110 is accepted or not. That is the question assigned to you. So see the diagram. I have considered the same example. See the diagram. You know that how this diagram will be working. This diagram consists of two states. Initial is q naught, final is also q naught. There are four transitions available. Q naught to q naught based on 1, then q naught to q1 based on 0, q1 to q naught based on 0, q1 to q1 based on 1. So there are 4 transitions available. This is what given in a question. So see the table. Actually, see the second part of table. So before starting your machine, it will be in the initial state Q naught. See the first operation. Initially, before starting, before processing, your machine is in Q naught. So that is your first operation. Then we want to receive the first input. What is your first input symbol? 0110 is your input string, but the input symbol is left to right. You want to read the input. So first you will be getting 0 as input. So at Q naught, you want to receive the 0 first. Okay, what we want to do, do it for you. Q naught 0 is see the transition Q naught 0 where it has to move Q1. So you will be see the second operation. After receiving the first symbol, it will be in Q1. So that is the transition. You want to apply the transition. Q naught 0 is Q1. So you will be getting Q1. That is why the second operation is started from Q1. So now you are in Q1. So now you want to receive the second symbol. Second symbol is 1. See the second symbol. Second symbol is 1. Q1 1 is the same self loop, you know. So again you will be getting the same Q1. So see the operation 3. Operation 3 again after completing 2 symbols you will be in only Q1 Q1 only. So the third operation will be started from Q1. At Q1 you want to receive your third symbol. Third symbol is also 1. So again you will be able to maintain the same state. So you will be getting Q1 as output of third operation. So now see the fourth one. After completing third operation, still you are maintaining the Q1. At Q1, the last symbol 0 you want to receive. The last symbol is 0. After receiving 0, finally it will be able to move on to the Q naught. See the fifth operation. So after processing all the symbols, it will be in Q naught. You know that Q1 is initial and also final state. So since Q naught is final state, the given input is accepted by this finite automata. So this is what you want to already I told you, you know, finite automata can able to verify that the given input strings belong to the language or not. So likewise, manually we can able to say that whether the string belongs to the language or not. So this is what manually I have given. So the entire process, you know, number of transitions we have applied. So the transitions can be given by number of transitions can be given by del cap. Usually your del cap, it has to be written like, just a minute. Yeah, your del cap, it will be written like this. See the topmost line, extended transition function. Del cap, it should be written like this. But no symbol is available like the del top of the cap is not available. So that del cap I have given like this. But you have to write the del cap. At the top of the del only cap should be coming actually. So the entire process is called del cap. So del cap, from where we have started Q naught. So you want to receive all the symbols, you know. So del cap of Q naught comma 0 1 1 0. What is the answer after processing all the symbols? What is the answer you will be getting? Finally, see the last operation. After processing all the symbols, you will be getting Q naught as output. So finally, see the second line. Del cap of Q naught comma 0 1 1 0 is Q naught. So we have started from Q naught one by one. At a time, this finite automata can able to handle only one symbol. So that one by one you want to receive all the symbols which are present in the input. So after you want to see about after processing where it should be in. So after processing according to this particular example, after receiving 0 1 1 0, it is in Q naught. Since Q naught is accepted state, this given input is accepted by this finite automata. So this is what about how manually we are verifying the process of whether the strings are accepted or not. But there is a procedure is available in the textbook. That procedure is called extended transition function of finite automata. It can be given by del cap. So del is a transition. The continuous transitions, applying continuous transitions are called actually extended transition of your transition function del. So this can be given by del cap. So now we want to mathematically define our del cap. Del cap is extended transition of finite automata. Again, we want to use mathematical induction. That is why actually we have seen about mathematical induction in TOC. So what are all the steps we have to follow for mathematical induction kind of proofs? So we want to follow two steps. One is basis, another one is induction. So basis you want to consider as the least element. For least element, you want to prove that the given statement is true. Then at induction step, you want to consider up to k length string, up to k length elements, you want to assume that the given statement is true. Then you want to prove that k plus for k plus 1, the given statement is true. This is what we have seen in mathematical induction. Again, the same mathematical induction we are going to apply here. Here for finding extended transition. So see the basic step. First step, del cap of q comma epsilon. It's a generalized form. So we need not to worry about what is q0, what is q1, what is q2 and all. So generalized term, q belongs to any capital Q, any one of your finite number of states. So del cap of q comma epsilon, which is equal to q, which means that we know that epsilon is a zero length string. So under this basis step, you want to consider only the least element. So we are handling now symbols in strings. So while considering strings, what is your least element string? Epsilon is a empty string, actually, which is having a zero length. So that we want to consider our epsilon as least length string. So you want to consider the least is obviously zero here. So you want to consider epsilon as the least element. So del cap of q comma epsilon, what you will be getting is again same q. So actually the meaning of this del cap is actually it accepts empty string. It is working, but it cannot able to move on to the next state. So if you are applying epsilon means the same state can be maintained. It can able to maintain its same state. That is why if we are in state q and read no input, that is your epsilon, then we are still in state q. So you'll be getting the same state. So if you are applying epsilon means you will be getting the same state as output. So that is what you about your basis. Come to induction. You want to consider as up to k length. You want to consider, So the W entire input is W actually. W may contain any length of any length characters of string. So you want to split your W into XA. That is why under the box, I have given XA. So what is X? What is A? Up to k length you want to consider, So up to X is a k length string. Then k plus 1 you want to find out here. So A is the last symbol of the given W. So likewise you want to split your W. So up to k. So the length of X is here. X is a string. The length of X is k. So up to k, you want to assume that the given statement is true. Then you want to find out the k plus 1. How you will be getting k plus 1? By adding one more character. That one more character can be given by this A. So you will be getting k plus 1 length here. So that del cap of q comma W, which is equal to, you assume that which is in the W is in the form of XA. So you want to split the formula into X one time and A another time. So del of, see the formula, right hand side of formula, del cap of q comma x. X will be coming the inner part of your right hand side. Then the outer part, you want to apply the last symbol A. So just you mug up these two formulas. What is basis? You mug up the formula, and what is your induction step? Just you mug up again the same formula. So these formulas again hereafter we are going to apply for finding the actually acceptance of input strings. But manually, this is what about manually how the inputs are verified. But actually we want to follow the procedure like del transition. This is the method you want to follow hereafter. So mug the formula. I have again consider the same input for the same finite automata 0, 1, 1 by using extended transition formulas. How 0, 1, 1, 0 is accepted by this finite automata. So see the topmost of nodes. So that is what you are actually question what they have given. Verify that 0, 1, 1, 0 is accepted by finite automata or not. So mathematically, which is equal to del cap of it is started at Q naught, so that you want to consider from Q naught. So Q naught comma 0, 0, 1 you want to find out. Actually, what we should have as answer again same Q naught. So see the steps of how you will be getting the output Q naught. See the first step. What is the formula we want to apply? First, we want to apply the basis step. What is the formula? See the formula del cap of del cap of Q comma epsilon is Q. So you want to apply now. Del cap of Q here Q naught is the initial state. So Q naught comma epsilon. So the meaning is again you will be getting the same state. So we have started from Q naught. So Q naught only you will be getting as output of basis step. So complete the basis step. Come to induction step. See the second step. You want to apply the second formula. Second formula format is Q comma XA. So this is a formula of. So this is a formula of second formula of extended transition. You want to consider your W as XA format. Then only you can able to apply the right hand side application. So that you want to consider your input in the form of XA. So that, but you have to start from first symbol. Your first symbol is 0. But you want to consider your first symbol as in the form of XA. How it can be splitted into XA is a matter here. So 0 can be splitted like epsilon 0. So epsilon is a 0 length string. We can add the string 0 length string either suffix or prefix to the any kind of strings. If we do like this, obviously the string will not be affected. So that epsilon can be added at prefix or suffix. So meaning is epsilon can be added at anywhere of your input strings. So I splitted 0 into XA format. Now it is in the formula of XA format. Now you apply the formula. Apply the formula del cap of Q naught comma epsilon comma 0 will be coming. See the symbols carefully. Q naught comma epsilon will be del cap will be coming under the inner part of application. Then outer part is del of A will be coming. So that outer underlined, see the underlined curved underlined term. So that is what you want to find out now. Actually, which will be taken from the previous step. From the basis, we can fill up the answer for del cap of Q naught comma epsilon. So del cap of, see the basis step, del cap of Q naught comma epsilon is Q naught. So the underlined, curved underlined term can be replaced by simply its answer Q naught. So now you will be getting del of Q naught comma 0. You know that, see the transition, del of Q naught comma 0 is Q1. So the answer for the first induction step is Q1. So likewise, you want to apply it for the remaining input symbols. I have taken the 0 first time. Then again the second symbol you want to consider, then third symbol and fourth symbol. Now we completed the first symbol. Then come to second symbol. See the second part of induction step. Del cap of q naught comma 0 1. So it is easily we can split this string, w in w as xa format. What is x? The last symbol is always a. So before the last symbol, whatever we have in the space for w, will be considered as x. So here for this case, only one symbol is available. So 0 is x, 1 is a. So likewise, we want to split your w. Then you apply the formula. You know the formula, you apply. Then apply the formula. After applying it, you will be getting del cap of q naught comma 0 comma 1. So see the underlined word, underlined term, del cap of q naught comma 0. So from where you will be getting the output of this underlined term? From the previous step. See the previous step, left hand side application is del cap of q naught comma 0. So what is the answer? Answer for del cap of q naught comma 0? Q1. So from the previous step, you can find out the answer for curved underlined. Okay. Then del of q1 comma 1. See the diagram. Del of q1 comma 1 is actually the same state. It is merged with the border. 1 is merged with the border. See the diagram. So del of q1 comma 1 is again q1. So you will be getting q1 as answer. Okay, see the third symbol. I have considered the third, up to third symbol we have taken now. Del cap of q naught comma xa, q naught comma 0 1 1. So the last symbol is a. Before the last symbol, whatever may be in w, that will be considered as simply x here. So del cap of q naught comma xa, which is equal to, again apply the formula. The curved underlined you will be getting from the previous step. Apply the answer. Finally, you will be getting q1. Then the last application, last operation, del cap of q naught comma 0 1 1 0. So last symbol is a. Before the last symbol is actually x. Then apply the formula. You will be getting q naught as output. Since q naught is accepting state, the given string is accepted by finite automata. I think clearly I have explained. Tomorrow onwards, I'll be coming with electronic whiteboard. So you need not to worry about how you will be getting the next step and so on. Easily with the help of whiteboard, I can easily explain you that how you will be getting the next level of output, So easily I can explain. But today you adjust with my slides. I have clearly actually explained about how you will be getting the how you want to apply the extended transition steps for the processing of given input, how you will be getting the output. So I think we can move on to the next topic. Up to this, extended transition function is over. This is what the formulas should be applied to the input process. Then the third terminology of finite automata is the language of DFA. We can define the language of DFA, m equal to q sigma del q naught f. Actually, in a descriptive manner, we are defining the language of DFA, but which can be mathematically given by L of m. So what is L of m? This is the language for m. What is m? M is a finite automata or deterministic finite automata, m which is equal to q sigma del q naught f. So now you are defining language of DFA, which is equal to, see the formula in the box, L of m, which is equal to W. So which means that you want to verify that whether W belongs to the language or not. How it will be verified? So see the green color. You want to find out the del cap function. So del cap of q naught comma W, the entire string you want to process. So after processing entire string, so now you assume that you have completed the process of all the symbols in W. After completing this, it will be in actually F, so that this green part, is in capital F. What is capital F? Actually, it is a set of accepting accepting states, so that the answer should be in capital F. The meaning of this statement is the output of del cap of Q naught comma W is in. It should be in F. That is the condition we should have. Then only we can say that W is accepted. Otherwise, W is not accepted. So condition is W del cap of Q naught comma W should be in F. See the example. Previous example, we have got Q naught. What is Q naught? Actually, it is an accepting state. Q naught is also final state. Both are same. Accepting final. So Q naught is accepting state. So after processing all the symbols, we should have only final state. Then only we can say that W is accepted. So that the condition for W is the process del cap of Q naught comma W. Del cap of Q naught comma W is the process. After completing this process, definitely it should be in capital F. Then only we can say that W is accepted. Then only actually this is we can say that this is the language for this finite automata. So that language of M, capital M, language of capital M, which is equal to W, where del cap of W Q naught comma W is in F. This is what about the language of DFA. So now we have completed what is finite automata, mathematical definition of finite automata, extended transition of deterministic finite automata, and language of deterministic finite automata we have completed. So the first model of finite automata, which is deterministic finite automata, we have completed. Then next we can move on to the next model, non-deterministic finite automata. So what is non-deterministic finite automata is, first we should know the difference between deterministic finite automata and non-deterministic finite automata. So far we have seen about the examples of deterministic finite automata. Actually it contains only exactly one transition based on the input symbol. See the DFA diagram. In a deterministic way, we can say that for getting input symbol A, it can able to move from Q0 to Q1. In a deterministic way, we can able to tell. And for input symbol B, this deterministic finite automata can able to move from Q1 to Q2. So we will not be getting any confusion here. So clearly you will be getting the details of where it has to move. But in come to NFA side, non-deterministic finite automata, see the state Q0. For Q0, at Q0, for input symbol A, it can able to move on to either Q1 or Q3. So at Q0, you will be getting a confusion like where to move. It tends to your non-determinism, so that this kind of actually finite automata is called non-deterministic finite automata. So this is the difference between DFA and NFA. So DFA means we'll be having an exactly only one transition. So where we should go. But in non-deterministic finite automata, we have more than one options. Either we can move on to the Q1 or Q3 from Q0 for getting the same symbol. A only you will be getting, but you will be getting a confusion like whether we want to take this path or that path. So it tends to this confusion, or it's a kind of decision making, it tends to non-determinism, so that this kind of finite automata is called non-deterministic finite automata. So hereafter we are going to see about what is a non-deterministic finite automata. Again we are going to see about the definition of NFA and extended transition for NFA. Finally the language of NFA. Whatever we have seen in DFA, again we are going to see it for NFA. Okay, first let us start with definition of non-deterministic finite automata. The same notations are again used. Actually, the difference between NFA and DFA is in terms of only transitions. That is why, see the transition del function. Del function, almost all the symbols are same. M equal to M. Here M is actually NFA. NFA Q sigma del Q naught F, where Q is set of states, sigma is set of input symbols, but del is a transition function which maps Q cross sigma. Left hand side actually components or parameters are same, Q cross sigma, which tends to 2 to the power Q, which means that so many number of possibilities are there. Possibilities are available here. We can move from Q0 to Q1, Q0 to Q2, whatever the symbols, we can move from one state to another state. So these are all the transitions possible here. That is why the number of transitions possible is 2 to the power Q. In DFA, it is simply Q. That is the only, that is why, see the del function I have given in black letter, 2 to the power Q. In DFA, actually it is simply capital Q, but NFA it is 2 to the power Q. That is the difference between DFA and NFA. So don't confuse with hereafter DFA and NFA. DFA is Q cross sigma, which tends to Q. NFA is Q cross sigma, which tends to 2 to the power Q. So this is what about definition of NFA. So see the example. You know that how the meaning of example will be. Actually, this is the NFA diagram, because at Q0, for input symbol A, you can move from Q0 to Q0, or you can move from Q0 to Q1. So that is why this diagram is NFA diagram. So the same can be represented by, for this case, transition table. So how actually transition table is, Q0 is initial state, Q2 is final state. This final state under the actually within the circle I have given. So either star or within circle you can mention your final state. So note it down, please note it down. Either star can be used for indicating that this is final state, or within circle you can write it as this is final state. So anything can be given. Now you want to see about the entry for Q0 comma A. So Q0 comma del transition of Q0 comma A. So Q0 comma A, what you will be getting? So it's a self loop. So either Q0 or Q1. So two output states you will be getting. So more than one, so that can be given actually between curly brackets. So between curly brackets, Q0 comma Q1 can be given. So this is what about difference between. See the transition tables of DFA. Exactly only one answer you will be getting. Either exactly one answer, or you will be getting simply nothing. But for this case, one may be coming, or more than one may be possible here. So that Q comma A is Q0 comma Q1. The phi indicates, there is no transition can be given by this phi. So nothing can be coming here. So that it can be given by phi. So this is what about one NFA diagram. Then how NFA diagram is equal to transition table here. Then again come to the part of extended transition. Same actually see here basic step. Again it is in the form of you want to apply the mathematical induction proof. You want to show that basic step, and also you want to provide one induction step here. So just you want to write down the output of basic step and also output of induction steps. You need not to worry about how you will be getting these statements. So that is what we are not required here. Actually, see the basic step. Del cap of Q comma epsilon is Q, which is actually same as your DFS extended transition function. Actually come to the induction step of this extended function. You will be getting more than one answers, See the example. q naught comma a, you will be getting the output will be like more than one, q naught q1. So you want to consider those output are P1, P2, Pk. So output of one transition you want to consider as P1, P2, Pk. So for each K or Pi, you want to apply the A function. So up to K length, so you will be getting up to K length, you may get P1, P2, dot Pk outputs. So for each output, you want to take it as k plus 1, So that is why we want to add a. So that del of pi comma a equal to, you will be getting some other state. So R1 to Rm. So this is the formula. So you want to apply the union function for in between your results. That is the meaning here. So see the formula. Same steps you are going to follow here also. Just see with example. This is what about your extended transition function of NFA. So you are finding the input B here. So del cap of 1 comma, the starting state is 1, initial state is 1, final state is 3. So that 1 comma B you are actually going to process now. See the diagram. And what is your basis here? Del cap of 1 comma epsilon is 1. That is your basis. Come to induction. First symbol you want to consider. First symbol is A. See the tabular form of symbols. First symbol is A. Second symbol AA. Third symbol triple A. Fourth symbol triple A B. For first symbol, you want to split your A into XA format. How it can be splitted? Epsilon A. So the inner red part, see the first column. First symbol, first column. The red part, del cap of 1 comma epsilon comma A. So already I have explained how A is splitted into XA format. Then apply the formula. You will be getting two answers. A replacement of red part, del cap of 1 comma epsilon is actually, yeah, I have written something wrongly here. Del cap of 1 comma epsilon is 1. Then del of 1 comma A is actually, yeah, tomorrow I'll explain with whiteboard. Sorry, I have made some mistakes here. We'll see example for extended transition tomorrow. But anyway, I'll explain the language of NFA. We can define the language of NFA, which is equal to the same method we want to apply here. You want to find out del cap of Q naught comma W. See the green portion. But after applying this statement, finally you will be getting, see the last column, 1 comma 3 you will be getting. But 3 is answer. But along with 3, actually you have got 1 is also in the output of the last, after processing last symbol, you have got 1. So that the intersection between final state and del cap of Q naught comma W, which is not equal to 5. So we should have some common terms between final states and the result. So here the result is 1 comma 3. Final state is 3. So intersection between these two is actually 3 will be coming. So that is what I have given here. Intersection between these two. Intersection between del cap of see the green color part, del cap of Q naught comma W, intersection between F, which is not equal to 5. So we should have some common terms. So here the common term is 3 we have got, from the example, previous example. I will explain in last class. Okay, I think I have completed DFA, concepts of DFA and concepts of NFA. This is what difference between NFA and DFA. So while considering NFA, we have more than one options are possible here for the same input symbol. But in DFA, there is an exactly only one transition is possible. That is the difference between these two. Give one example for each. Then second difference is, it maps, NFA maps Q cross sigma, which tends to 2 per Q. DFA maps Q cross sigma, which tends to Q. While considering third point, while considering time complexity, NFA takes more time to execute an input. but DFA takes only less time. And fourth point, supremacy. We can convert all the NFAs to DFAs. So supremacy is NFA. So whatever the symbols, we can convert it into whatever the finite automata NFA, actually examples for finite automata, we can convert those NFAs to DFAs. But all DFAs are not NFAs, which means that we cannot convert all the DFAs to NFAs, but all the NFAs to DFAs, actually we can apply. So this is what your language accepted by NFA and the language accepted by DFA. See the actually example of DFA sum, the extended transition of, this is a DFA diagram. So I will post this presentation in Google Classroom. You can, you want to solve this problem at your home. And this is for NFA and extended transition. Okay, these two sums you want to complete, but DFA you want to complete at home. NFA I will explain you in tomorrow's class. Okay, we have actually completed definitions of both DFA and NFA, extended transition